What's up, everybody? I'm recording this video right after the news broke, basically like less than an hour after the news broke. I don't know when I'll actually be able to post it because obviously my channel is a Seahawks channel and there's some stuff going down today, Seahawks wise, so I might not be able to post it until it's already kind of old news and everybody knows. But I do want to go ahead and get my initial thoughts out about this because it is kind of a big deal, and I do make Mariners videos, so I should at least say something here because, yeah, the Mariners are firing their manager, Scott Servais. He is out, and he is expected to be replaced by Dan Wilson. It hasn't been completely confirmed yet, but everybody's reporting it. And at this point, it would be very, very weird if anything else happened. So, again, I'm recording this right after it came down. By the time I get it up, it might, we might have found out that we actually decided to hire, Johnny Bench as the head coach, or we decided to hire, I don't know, Ken Griffey Jr. as the head coach. I don't know. But I want to talk about the Scott Servais part of this. Wanted to make a video because this is probably going to be the last Mariners video I make for this season because um, the team is honestly really, really aggravating to even try to watch right now. They're lifeless. They're completely devoid of fun or excitement. Every week or so, they have a game where they blow up and score like 12 runs and remind you that, hey, this is what it could be. And then they go back to doing the same crap. And I don't even really watch the games that much anymore. So this is probably going to be my last Mariners video for this season. If there's some crazy I mean, I'm going to keep an eye on things out of the corner of my eye. And if there's some insane turnaround, then okay, that's one thing. But I'm just going to be kind of passively watching, keeping an eye on things, monitoring things, and maybe saying what needs to be said after the season's over. But yeah, I do want to talk about this because Scott Servais is out. For the moment, it looks like Jerry Dipoto is not out, which is surprising to some people, but there's certainly a scenario where he's pushed out as soon as the season ends, and they just don't want to do it right now. So we'll see about that. But obviously, I want to be very clear about this. This is very obviously what had to happen. I don't think you could make an argument to the contrary. I don't think there's a coherent, smart argument to make the other way. When you fall on your face this badly as a baseball team, as a sports team in general, and you have a manager that doesn't have some great proven track record of over the top success, this is what has to happen. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to fix everything, and I'm sure that it won't. So I want to be very clear here. The Mariners, a couple months ago, had a 10-game lead in the division. Supposedly, it was basically over. It was a bad division. Houston was having a down year. Texas was having a down year. The division was basically there for free. All the Mariners had to do was play competent baseball the rest of the way out. Now, granted, the Astros caught fire. The Astros started winning every game they played. The Astros started playing remarkably good baseball, but you still had to fall apart to allow this to happen because the Astros playing elite baseball happened in spurts, right? They haven't been the 27 Yankees for the last couple of months here. They've looked like the 27 Yankees at moments, and then they've had moments where they haven't even looked average. So the only way this was able to happen is because you were consistently awful for an extended period of time. I think as of this moment, the Mariners' batting average as a team is literally the Mendoza line. It's like 215. It's literally at the Mendoza line. So you never found a real offense. The offense is sporadic. The offense has random games where they can't do anything against terrible pitchers, by the way. We'll face the Detroit Tigers on a bullpen day and have like two hits. We'll face, some random guy who has like a 5.8 ERA on the season and will have three hits and no runs. So at the end of the day, when you fail this badly, when you embarrass yourself this badly, the manager kind of has to go. And it doesn't matter if he's 100% or 0% responsible for it, he has to go. I want to be clear about that. And this is deserved because I feel like the team has given up on him. More than anything else, it feels like the team isn't even playing hard lately. They play hard maybe once a week. And other than that, they just kind of embarrassed themselves. So on that level, Scott has to go. But it's hard for me to look at what's happened over the last, maybe you could say couple years, but this year in particular, and say this is something that Scott is doing that is causing this team to completely fall off a cliff the way they have, to where they don't even look like they're going to finish 500, which is historically embarrassing. It's easy to lose track of that because if you watch the team every day and you track it from day to day, it doesn't seem that bad. But I think this team going from 10-game lead in the division to probably not even finishing 500 is one of the biggest collapses in the history of Major League Baseball. And yeah, again, if you're the manager overseeing that, you probably need to go by default. And I'll also say that Scott has made a lot of bad decisions this year. The last 2 years, I think bullpen management has been a weakness of his when it was a big strength in previous seasons. I think that if you look at it, the bullpen management for the Mariners back in 2021 and 2022 was basically flawless. And the last 2 years, there have been issues there. And I don't even know if that's Scott's fault, is the thing, right? It could be our analytics department telling him what to do, and he has no actual power. But even if he doesn't, then he earns his keep by keeping the team focused and motivated and making them try hard. And right now, it doesn't feel like they are. So many non-competitive at bats. Now we're starting to see blown games from pitchers that we know are really good. Like Munoz goes out there and gets wrecked the other day against the Dodgers when that's supposed to be the guy who never gets wrecked. It becomes a thing where, yeah, it has to go that way. But at the same time, the failures to get him the right players are coming from above him. And I am hard pressed to blame him for the fact that every time we bring in a player to try to supplement this offense, they fall flat on their face or they're unable to overcome the general bad play of the rest of the lineup. A guy like, Victor Robles or Randy Rosarina, they come in here and they actually play good. They do their job, but it's not enough to overcome the fact that the rest of the team isn't it. So is that Scott's fault? Hard for me to believe that, but I at a certain point somebody has to go. Is it his fault that DePoto seems like he keeps bringing in the wrong guys? I don't think so. How much say does Scott have in that area? Probably not much. And of course, the real problem here comes from over both of their heads with the ownership. And we have bad ownership, and this is the product that they kind of want to put out there, isn't it? This is the product that they want. They want a product that is just good enough to hang around and keep people interested. And maybe they make it, maybe they don't. But they're not gonna be particularly bothered if they don't. Like that they've kind of admitted that they're not that interested in going above and beyond that. If they were, they'd be doing things very differently. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to fix the problem. I don't think the problem can be fixed realistically in the next extended period of time. I don't know how long that could be, maybe decades, but it is what needed to happen. So Scott Servais, I think he did a lot more good than bad. I think he is a good manager. I think that he let some things get away from him over the last couple years, and that's why he had to go. But I don't think that he's a bad manager the way a lot of people do. And I don't think his track record in Seattle was bad. I think he got a lot out of a little for a lot of his career, but now he has to go be, a manager somewhere else, maybe. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Mariners, but it's tough right now.